In this sublesson, we're going to introduce you to probably one of the more widely used DAX functions, and that is the calculate function. So we're going to define its purpose, and then we're going to use it in demo syntax. So down below, you can see the generic syntax for calculate. It takes an expression, and then you can apply any number of filters to that expression to modify its result. So let's go ahead and get our desktop file open that supports this sublesson. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click on the L03_12 Power BI desktop file to get ourselves into the Power BI desktop file, and we'll wait a moment. Okay, so the desktop file is now open, so we're going to go ahead and build ourselves an additional DAX expression as a measure here, and we're going to create a measure that is able to calculate our prior year's total sales. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the calculate function. We're going to take advantage of our total sales measure, and we're going to manipulate the filters around it by asking it to go 1 year back and find the sales for the same period last year. So let's go ahead and get ourselves into the formula bar so we can go ahead and create this expression. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to open up the fields pane a little bit more here. What we'll do is we'll right click on top of sales, and we are going to say new measure. So once again, we'll let the formula bar pop up. I'll go ahead and expand this so we can actually see it a little bit better. All right, so now we have it says measure equal, and keeping in mind, once again, we want to go ahead and get rid of this here. So this is just reminding us that we asked to create a measure here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go and type in PY for prior year, and I'm going to type in total sales. And here now I'm going to say is equivalent to the calculate. So I'm going to use the calculate function. The expression I'm going to use here is the total sales. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the open square brackets, and I'll see we have the 3 measures here. I'm going to choose total sales. And then what I want to do here is use the DAX function called same period last year. So if I type in same, I'm going to get that. And what I'm going to do here now is it's going to ask me for what is my date field in my date table. So I'm going to go ahead and type order date like so, and then just scroll down a little bit lower to that one right there, hit the tab key, close that bracket off. Let's close the second bracket off so the calculate function closes. Go ahead and enter. And now we have a measure that is going to enable us to calculate our prior year sales. So let's go ahead and use that. You got the visual highlighted. I'm going to take my prior year total sales and drop it on the visual like so. And I'm just going to move some of these columns over a little bit more so we can make a little more real estate to take a look at what we have here. So let's just go ahead and do that. And I've got my columns have been reordered here. So let's just go ahead and get these all into the proper order again. And what we can see here is if I just maybe scroll down a couple rows here and maybe make this visual just a little bit bigger, is let's go ahead and take a look at January of 2018 here. So I'm just going to go to show January 2018 on the screen here. And we can see the total sales for January 2018 was $2.5 million, a little over 2.5. If we go down to January of 2019 here, we can see that the value is exactly the same. So the exact same value shows up down here. This one right here was actually able to go backwards 1 year and say, right, even though my filter context is January of 2019 and I'm running the total sales for this, we use the modifier to go through and calculate out the same period last year sales to give us this value over here. The nice thing about this is going to allow us to start building some ratio calculations so that if we wanted to go ahead and see what our percentage change in a year-over-year basis was, we could go ahead and do that. Okay, so a really simple introduction into the calculate function. As I mentioned, this is one of the more widely used DAX functions, and this brings us to the end of this sublesson.